guys, Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Welcome to the video, guys. So we're going to do something brand new here on the channel because I'm uploading a little bit less frequency than I was when I was obviously uploading every single day here on the channel. I realized that I have over or around 4,000 videos. 4,000 videos on Clash here on the channel over the last 9 or so years. That's pretty crazy. So what I thought I would do is kind of bring you guys some of my favorite videos, some of the most popular videos that we've released here on the channel, adding a little bit of commentary towards the beginning, talking a little bit about either the players or the pros who are on, or in this case, a pro versus pro video. So hopefully you guys like this. It's not all going to be old content here, but best ofs, I think I'm just going to add those to the mix here and there. So I figured we'd start with this one, looking back at Surgical Goblin versus Surtag in pro versus pro. So, you know, when I started this channel, right, this is going back in 2016 when when I started covering Clash Royale on this channel. Previously, it was Clash of Clans. In 2016, I knew I wasn't going to be the best player in the world, right? And I didn't know what I wanted to do, how I wanted to shift from Clash of Clans to Clash Royale, right? So I thought to myself, you know what if, because there was no pro players making content, you know? Back in those days, it was like me, Galadon, Pat, Molt, and, you know, Alvaro, a few other people like Clash on Gone, Godson. Like, these were the early Clash Royale content creators, again, back, you know, 8, 6, 7 years ago, whenever the heck the game came out. So, actually, what was it? 7 years. It's going on 7 years, huh? Clash Royale? Jeez. So the thing is I decided that I was going to have pros on the channel. Obviously, there was no pro scene back then, but I was going to have really good players, and it started my own clan. I think the first guy I had on was, I think his name was maybe Jacob? Either way, the best dude in my clan, right? And then I just actually ended up lucking out. I had guys like Diego B and CMC and Clyde, and a bunch of those dudes were just like early pro players. Who else was there? Marcel P. They were just in my clan early on, right? So I was able to feature some of the best players almost accidentally in the world. And then I got to thinking, you know what if I had these players play against each other, right? So I had like Pompeo versus, you know, Surge, and again, a lot of good matchups in the early players. But one of the most popular ones was, this is Sir Tag versus Surgical Goblin. Now, this may have been even before Tag was releasing content, had a YouTube channel, and it might have been before even Surgical Goblin had a YouTube channel. Nowadays, every good player has a YouTube channel, but back then, that was my niche. That's how I really ended up having success in Clash Royale, right? Out of having these pros on the channel and sometimes making them face off again together. And if I was going to bring any series back from back in the day, it'd probably be this pro versus pro. Anyway, guys, this was a good one. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys if it's the first time that you're watching, but go ahead and enjoy some pro versus pro, Sir Tag versus Surgical Goblin.
Tonight, we are going to witness the most anticipated match in the history of Clash Royale. Let's get ready to rumble!
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today with the return of Pro vs. Pro. That's right, the series is back here in CWA Mobile Gaming today. We have the returning champ, Surgical Goblin, going for 6 wins now against Sir Tag, who has been a very, very popular request here on the channel. Take a look at both players' profiles and let me know in the comments, who do you think is going to win this best of 5 showdown? Surgical Goblin, the returning champ, or can Sir Tag take him down? Sir Tag has probably been the most frequent, the most popular requested pro, and as you guys can see, we are already into the action in this first match. Tag on the bottom here and Surgical Goblin at the top of your screen. Which decks are these players going to bring out? No doubt they will be playing their best decks and the decks that they're most confident in. Now, speaking to that, we know that Tag is known as being one of the best minor poison players in the world. He also plays some graveyard, so I would expect him to play a lot of graveyard in minor poison. Surgical Goblin is a beast of a different nature. He can play everything. He's played Beatdown, he's played Lava Hound, Golem,
Fate, he's played Graveyard, he's played Minor Control in these Pro v Pro series. Definitely is comfortable with pretty much anything. And you can see, guys, a minute right now, I'm going to go ahead and send in a hog myself, but a minute into this match, and neither player has made a opening move. And this is that we get this sometimes in the game, especially competitively, when there's a lot on the line. And of course, I mean, being the CWA Pro to beat is pretty huge, let's be honest, guys. That players, if they don't have an ideal starting hand, they're just not going to rush it. There's no reason to force the issue here. So far, guys, this is shaping up to be one of the most intense, exciting Pro v Pros ever here on the channel, with no action being played at all. I kid, but guys, perfect time again for you guys to drop a comment. Who do you think is going to win? More importantly, or just as importantly, who are you rooting for to win? It might not be the same answer as oh, by the way, we're actually into the action here. It's a Lava Hound from Surgical Goblin. He drops the WoW because Tag is playing the Inferno Dragon and the Mega Minion. That's 2 air counters. Definitely not what Surgical Goblin wanted to see here to start things out. Tag's gonna go ahead and fire a Fireball in, kind of pushing back that Mega Minion, allowing his Inferno Dragon to do some work against that Lava Hound. So this is gonna be pretty much a wash early on here, but Surgical is going to have to answer this Inferno Dragon and counter push here behind the Mega Minion. He does so very well with a Fireball. Then opposite lane, a really smart balloon there, waiting till Surgical Goblin was 1 card away from that Inferno Dragon. And then the zap of the perfect timing for Sir Tag, allowing that balloon to get 1 hit on that right tower, plus the death damage, gonna take it down to 1408. We have an Inferno Dragon coming down the right lane, going to run into that Ice Golem supported by the Mega Minion. Tag goes ahead and sends in another Miner and another balloon here, staying the aggressor early on is Tag. Surgical's going to try to go ahead and pull this balloon from one tombstone to the other, but is the balloon still going to connect on that tower? Beautiful Fireball there, and a Fireball from Surgical in response, but he will take the death damage. Now Tag has to deal with this big push as a Lava Hound and a Valkyrie, but a very, very good job just kind of being aggressive there, making sure that Surgical Goblin could not kind of continue and develop more elixir into that push, so he couldn't support that Lava Hound, and Tag able to deal with it easily on the defensive end. Now a counter push for Tag coming in. Fireball zap goes down. Mega Minion goes down. The balloon will reach the tower, take it down, and just like that, Tag is the winner of the first match here. Tag, you really want to, if you're the newcomer here facing the Pro to beat, you really want to come through with a big victory to start things out. That's exactly what Sir Tag does here, asserting dominance in that first match, but to be fair, he probably did have the matchup advantage there with the faster cycle and the Inferno Dragon against Surgical Goblin. Let's see how they do in this match number 2. Remember, first Pro to get to 3 wins is the new Pro to beat. The winner stays on, and then a new challenger comes to the table for the next episode in the series. So here we go, guys. Surgical Goblin's on the bottom this time, Tag this time on the top of your screen. Just cast the 3 Musketeers in back of his King Tower. We got 2 Muskies to the left, 1 to the right. Surgical Goblin again running Lava Hound. Lava Hound, Mega Minion going into that single solo Musketeer. It's going to be interesting. Tag looks to be playing the old school 3 Musketeer deck with the Battle Ram and 3 Musketeers and the Minion Horde. Meanwhile, Surgical Goblin able to deal with the 2 Musketeers very easily for a positive elixir trade with that Valkyrie. And look at this. Surgical Goblin says, good game. Tag with the wherewithal to absolutely punish in that right lane, realizing that Surgical Goblin was out of decent counters. And then just like that, the Musketeers and the Minions with the Miner end up taking down that right tower for Tag. So Tag off to an early lead here in match 2. Can you believe it? The great Surgical Goblin is looking to maybe lose his first 2 matches here in this Pro vs. Pro. He's going to set up with a tombstone, and then Tag's going to reload with an elixir pump in the back right corner. Immediately, Surgical Goblin's going to go ahead and use his Fireball on that elixir pump, and then we're probably going to see a Lava Hound. Well, I don't know. 3 Musketeers are in hand and in play now for Tag, so this kind of prevents Surgical from doing a big Lava Hound push unless he wants to reload way in the back. And in this case, it looks like he is doing that. I wouldn't be surprised if Surgical Goblin goes all out here or all in on this push in the left and takes a lot of damage on the right. Let's see what Tag does here. Drops that Ice Golem, and then he drops the Minion Horde immediately on that Lava Hound. Valkyrie on the 2 Musketeers. That's going to take care of that, but again, Surgical Goblin here really not able to go through with that push or do anything there in the left lane. He sends in kind of a desperation balloon here in the right lane. Actually, I take that back. That's not a desperation balloon at all. That's a great balloon. Reason being is because Surgical Goblin, unlike your mediocre commentator here, realized that Tag did not have the minion horde or the enough elixir to play the Three Musketeers in hand. He does connect to that right tower, and the Surgical Goblin's going to decide to drop that Lava Hound way in the back. Is it going to be a little bit too low on time to take down that right tower? Let's see, guys. Here comes the Battle Ram, 2 Musketeers in the left. Valkyrie's probably going to be played. There it is, Valkyrie right there in the left. Now in the right, though, look at this, guys. Minion Horde absolutely taking down that Lava Hound, not even getting close to the bridge there. Now we have a balloon going for the left tower, but with only around 15 seconds now left in this match here, guys. Even with the connection on that left tower, okay, is he going to get it? He does get that left tower. So that was kind of a juke balloon there in the back by Surgical Goblin, and just like that, this match is anybody's game. 319 HP remaining on Tag's tower, 416 on Surgical Goblin's. There is a Lava Hound in the pocket. Tag has to use an elixir pump on defense here against this Lava Hound, and then he gives the GG. I don't know, guys. 3 Musketeers played all at once. It's going to be an easy fireball zap there for Surgical Goblin, and it looks like Surgical defies the odds and comes back in this matchup here, guys. I don't know, 62 damage. All he has to do is defend here. You can't have Tag playing the 3 Musketeers in the pocket. It looks like Tag's going to try to get some chip damage here, but all Surgical needs to do is cast that fireball, and there it is, tower down. Surgical Goblin, a come from behind victory to pick up match number 2. And it was really off of those 2 balloons, right? I mean, he had those 2 solo balloons, both in opposite lanes there, to take that right tower really down on HP, and then to and actually eventually take that left tower totally out of the equation, bringing him back into the match. And you guys just kind of looking back there, you saw what he did. He dropped that Lava Hound way in the back. He played some smart defense. He waited until all Tag's air targeting counters were out of hand and he was low on elixir, and then boom, sent in that balloon there, went right to the tower, and despite the minion horde and 3 Musketeers able to connect and then come from behind to pick up that victory. So we're 1-1 right now, guys. This is a big match here. Surgical Goblin's going to start with an Ice Golem at the bridge, kind of see what Tag has for him here, and it's going to be an Aegis for Tag against a Hunter here for Surgical Goblin. Now, as soon as you see the Hunter, you almost think it's going to be the Cannon Cart Royal Hogs Hunter deck, the 3.0, and I stand corrected. It looks like it's probably still going to be a Royal Hogs deck because we're seeing Royal Hogs and Hunter paired up in a lot of decks here, but if I'm right, Surgical Goblin's going to be playing 3 Musketeers, Hunter, Royal Hogs, and Fireball with no pump. There's the Royal Hogs, guys, and meanwhile, we're going to go right into that left lane. There's going to be a big push here for Surgical Goblin. He does connect with 1 Royal Hog, but that's about it. Tag playing a Splash Yard deck here, and I would actually put the advantage maybe to Surgical Goblin in this match, and it's going to be a Valkyrie. Now that he has the Valkyrie too, that's going to help against the Graveyard as well. So this will be an interesting matchup, but again, I do give the advantage maybe to Surgical Goblin in this one against Graveyard. He's set up very well with both the Valkyrie and the 3 Musketeers, obviously the cycle cards and log as well. Tag's going to go ahead and use that Inferno Dragon against that Valkyrie, and then we'll see what he has up his sleeve here. It's going to be a Royal Ghost and an Inferno Dragon going down that right lane. Beautiful 1-2 punch, a double drop, on that Hunter, and takes out that push immediately. And there it goes. Going to be a nice NATO here by Tag, kind of pulling everything together, really going to mitigate the damage done by these Royal Hogs. The Hunter does stay alive, but so does the Bowler at about 40% or so health. Bowler's going to slowly lumber down that right lane. It'll be interesting to see. Tag probably knows he's in the elixir deficit here. Would be a smart move not to go ahead and back up that push. And those skeletons, just a beautiful cycle there by Surgical Goblin, using those skeletons to kind of just delay the bowler a little bit so we didn't get even 1 bowler throw on that right tower. Now it's another 3 Musketeer setup here. 2 Musketeers against the Ice Wiz in the left. In the right, it looks to be some action as well. Royal Ghost in the left for Tag. Bowler in the right for Tag. Pretty good defense here by Tag. Is he going to be able to stop these Muskies? He is. Beautiful defense there. I thought he was going to be in trouble, especially in that left lane. But the Bowler and the Ice Whiz at the end there, helping out against those 2 Musketeers, gets the job done. 2 more Musketeers coming down the left lane. Gonna be a Royal Ghost again against the 2 Muskies, take them out immediately, and we have an E-Wiz defending in the right lane as well. The Hunter is just a sliver of HP left. The Inferno Dragon comes down, and again, Royal Hogs coming down for Surgical Goblin on that left tower of Tag. He has an opposite lane Ice Wiz, gonna help that bowler defend a little bit, but not before he takes a ton of damage, taking it all the way down to 10 HP on that left tower. Surgical Goblin so far decisively in the lead, but look at that beautiful nado, bringing those 3 Musketeers into the poison and into the Ice Wizard, making sure they all died there. Very, very nice job by Tag, and now it's going to be time for Surgical Goblin to kind of reload here. He sends in that Fireball, kind of absolutely stymieing this push in the left lane. And what card? Oh, the Hunter there. I couldn't even see with all the emotes and everything going on right now and all the confetti, right, guys? But here we go. It's going to be a nice NATO Bowler combo there by Tag, and he's going to mitigate all damage again on that left lane. But his tower is down to 926 damage. Here it comes, a Royal Ghost and a Graveyard in the right lane by Sir Tag. He will get a decent amount of damage here. And look at that poison. Beautiful placement. Just barely getting that Musketeer on the left. That allows the Bowler to get a hit or 2. Make it 2 hits on that left tower. So kind of splitting his damage is Tag here between both of the lanes. This is a pretty intense match, and we're already a minute into overtime here, guys. Here it comes, a Hunter in the back for Surgical Goblin. We have an Inferno Dragon and a Bowler coming down the left lane. And there it is, 3 Musketeers played again in an aggressive offensive Graveyard. Oh, beautiful NATO here. It's going to nail everything together for that Bowler. Hopefully the Bowler can. He does. Bowler takes out 2 of those Musketeers. Here comes the Royal Hogs again, and Tag's able to cycle all the way back to Bowler again. This time, the Hogs actually do connect to the tower, though, taking it all the way down to 311, 51 damage left. Oh no, Log's gonna finish it off, and just like that, after a quick, easy win, kind of, for Tag in the first match, now we see back-to-back victories by Surgical Goblin. Surgical Goblin doing what Surgical Goblin does here, and Tag immediately throws up another battle request here. He is ready to go, and this is gonna be a do-or-die match here for Sir Tag, ladies and gentlemen. As a matter of fact, he actually has to win 2 matches in a row if he wants to be the new pro to beat. Let's go ahead, guys. It looks like Surgical is ready to go. Let's go ahead and spectate and watch this match. This is a big one here, guys. If Tag can win this match, obviously, it goes to a sudden death 5th and final match. This time Tag on the bottom, Surgical Goblin on the top. Again, a must-win situation here for Tag. And you can see the emotes, the spectator emotes are going crazy. We have stabs, we have a lot of goblins. I'm not seeing a lot of hogs though. Where are the hog spectator emotes? And again here, guys, it doesn't look like either of these players want to make the first move until Tag does. And then Surgical Goblin goes ahead and responds with a Mega Minion of his own. I think these Mega Minions will actually just cancel each other out. Let's see. They're crossing the river right now, and they will. Neither one will be in range of the tower, so that's just going to kind of prolong the madness here. And here come the hog emotes. That's just the most OP emote in the game right now. Both of these players cycling their small spells at the same exact time in the left lane. Tag is going to go ahead and set up with a tombstone. Meanwhile, Surgical Goblin is going to come in with a cannon cart. I wonder if Surgical Goblin is playing a Golem. Okay, with a Lumberjack, we know he's playing a Golem deck, so it's going to be a smart defense here, using that Ice Golem, excuse me, guys. And the Inferno Dragon's going to finish off that cannon cart. Meanwhile, the Tombstone is going to kind of hold up that Lumberjack. So Tag could be playing just a straight up minor. Oh, I was going to say minor poison, but because of that Fireball, it tells me that maybe he's playing a balloon version of the deck. Think Pompeo's balloon cycle deck, and I think that's probably what Tag's win condition is here, guys. And meanwhile, Surgical Goblin definitely playing the Golem matchup. So I do give the advantage in this matchup to Tag again. I think that if he does have balloon, he should be able to punish Surgical Goblin. Hopefully for him, come away with a victory and make things, you know, hopefully for us, for our viewing pleasure, take it all the way to five victories. But that's getting or 5 matches, excuse me. That's getting way too far ahead of ourselves. It's still going to be a difficult push and a difficult deck for Sir Tag to stop. And that was a beautiful predictive Fireball. And then he's able to zap away that Mega Minion. Meanwhile, easily defending that Golem with a Tombstone, able to cycle back to another Tombstone on defense to kind of distract that cannon cart. But guys, look at at that. The cannon cart actually did connect to that left tower, taking it down to 973 damage. Those cannon carts are so sneaky. It's just such a good card right now. And again, Surgical Goblin going to go ahead and reload with the cannon cart behind the King Tower. As Tag comes in. This is going to be an all-in push here for Tag, guys. It's a fireball coming down for Tag as well. And there, look at that. The cannon cart, the death cannon cart, actually going to go ahead and pull back and distract that balloon, allowing Surgical Goblin to use the last card in his deck, a Tornado. I thought the Tag was going to connect with that balloon. Unfortunate situation where the balloon going back to the cannon version of the cannon cart, and then Surgical Goblin, of course, having that NATO at the ready here. So Surgical Goblin is not dropping his golem there because he knows that Tag can immediately punish him at the bridge. That's definitely not what he wants to have happen here. So there he goes. It's the first golem. He doesn't want to immediately fall victim to the balloon as soon as he drops that golem. A beautiful NATO there, kind of pulling everything away, or the Inferno Dragon away from that golem by Surgical Goblin, but it's not really going to work out. Tag able to cycle to another tombstone in the opposite lane, and here comes a cannon cart at the bridge. Oh no, oh, the beautiful zap and a miner at the same time. Didn't need the zap, but Miner's going to go ahead and I think finish off that cannon cart, and actually no, he didn't need the zap. I wasn't sure if that cannon was in range of the tower there. And here it goes. Kind of a little juke push here by Tag, trying to get an air counter out of Surgical Goblin's hand. It looks like the Lumberjack coming down the left lane. Here he goes. It's going to be all in here. All in. Tag in the right lane. It's a baby dragon for Surgical Goblin. He has NATO in cycle, but a full health balloon here, guys. And the baby dragon and the Night Witch, are they going to be able to prevent that second hit? They are, just barely. Man, that balloon kind of seemed to just linger there over that right tower. I thought he had it, but he did not. Here it comes, another golem at the bridge here for Surgical Goblin. Meanwhile, Tag, that's the opportunity that he wanted, guys. He sends in the miner, he sends in the balloon, he sends in the zap. Here comes the NATO for Surgical Goblin, but it's not going to be enough, guys. And that's why Surgical Goblin did not have, or that's why Tag had the advantage in that matchup there, because as soon as Surgical Goblin dropped that golem, which he had to do eventually, Tag was able to just punish there with the balloon. Let's go ahead and update these guys on the score here. Of course, it is, that match was just crazy, guys. I can't believe that we have actually taken it to the full matches here. And let's see, 3 out of 4. Oh, look at that. Surgical Goblin maybe not too happy about these matchups, but hey, it's the luck of the draw, right? 2-2, yes, you are right, Surge. You can tell Surge not happy that this is going to go the entire, it's going to be a true pro versus pro going into the 5th match here. Tag ignores the comment and just goes ahead and throws up that friendly battle. But I would agree probably with Surgical there. I do think that Tag has had the matchup advantages here so far, except for the Graveyard where he did actually have, Surgical Goblin actually had that matchup, and I believe Tag might have won that. I don't know. I'm already losing my mind, guys. Either way, let's focus on the here and the now. That is the 5th and final match of this Pro v Pro episode. And here we go. It's Tag on the bottom. This time, Surgical Goblin on the top again. Tag going to go ahead and confront that Royal Ghost with a Hunter. Take care of that Royal Ghost. Surgical Goblin starting out with a Bandit as well in the back and a Royal Ghost. Tag starting out with a 3 Musketeers. Actually, a Hunter, Skeleton, 3 Musketeers. So it looks like Tag is going back to his 3 Musketeer deck. A beautiful Ice Golem there to block that Bandit's charge. But again here, let's see what Surgical Goblin, I don't want to call it too early here on the deck that he's playing, but it looks like, okay, yes indeed, it looks like a P.E.K.K.A deck. So does Surgical Goblin have poison? I imagine he does. So again, this matchup probably could go either way here. Royal Hog's coming down for Tag there, and the P.E.K.K.A, what is the P.E.K.K.A? What is Tag gonna do about this P.E.K.K.A? No! He misses the pull with the Valkyrie there, guys. He was trying to get clever there and place that Valkyrie just at the split second there so he could distract the P.E.K.K.A and the Bandit in the right lane. Instead, he ends up taking a couple P.E.K.K.A hits to that left tower, taking it all the way down to 444 hit points remaining, guys. This is going to be trouble, but luckily, he did do a lot of damage to Surgical Goblin's tower as well. Tag should be kind of poised to win this match had it not been for that missed P.E.K.K.A pull. Certainly a mistake by Sir Tag there, and Surgical Goblin going ahead and do more chip damage to that left tower. A P.E.K.K.A in the back for Surgical here on defense. This match could still go absolutely either way here. A monster push coming in the right here for a tag. The Royal Hogs do get to the tower. It looks like they're going to take the tower. No, they do not take the tower, but they do take it down to 179. Again, here, you would expect the last spell or the last card in Surgical's deck to be a poison, but we have yet to see it there, kind of catching Surgical Tag did with a low elixir there on that previous push. And beautiful defense here by Tag, using the Valkyrie to kite, and then just allowing the Hunter to do some chip work defensively from kind of the pocket area in front of the King Tower. Here comes, oh, look at that. Takes down the right tower, does tag with the Hunter in the left tower, meanwhile getting chipped away to 1625 with those Royal Hogs. Surgical needs something here, guys. Again, I'm expecting that poison to be the last spell. Tag's gonna go ahead and try to pull and kite everything to the left, meanwhile playing that Hunter to kind of stymie that push in the right. He has the Miner on the tower in the left, and this is going to be this is going to be so close, guys. 10 seconds left in the match into overtime, into regular sudden death time, and here we go into sudden death in 3, 2, 1 second. 775 HP remaining on Surgical Goblin's left tower, and Tag has 1830, a very healthy right Princess Tower for Sir Tag, and he's going to go ahead and play the Three Musketeers not in the pocket, but rather defensively. Here it comes, a P.E.K.K.A. in the pocket here for Surgical Goblin. A very, very gutsy move there by Surgical, but it doesn't pay off, and just like that, he loses a lot of elixir on that exchange. It's time for Tag to go all in here. Royal Hogs will not get to that tower. Beautiful defense there by Surge. He has a Royal Ghost and an E-Wiz that's going to take care of those Musketeers, but now he has 2 Musketeers and a Valkyrie onto his King Tower. A Charging Bandit's going to clean up very nicely on defense by Surgical Goblin, but you almost get the feeling here with this matchup. I don't know if he has poison, but either way, Surgical Goblin is in big, big trouble here. As a Valkyrie down, and a P.E.K.K.A. is down again in the pocket, but he is destroyed, or she, excuse me, is destroyed very, very quickly with the Musketeers and the Valkyrie there. And here it comes, a big all-in push here. There's the poison finally. Look at that, guys. The poison comes down, the fireball comes down, but it's not going to be enough. Tag wins, guys. Tag is the new pro to beat. Wow. How did he take down Surgical Goblin? He was down 2-1. This could be the best pro versus pro ever. I can't believe it. Let's thank these guys for doing this. Certainly both of these guys. Surgical Goblin had a great run, and hey, props to Sir Tag. Props to you guys. Nice. Oh boy, did he BM? I missed that in the, if he did, if Tag BM'd, I missed that, but certainly Surgical, none too happy about how things played out today. What do you guys think? Did you guess correctly? And more importantly, we have a new pro to beat. Who should face off against Sir Tag? Let me know, guys. Wishing Surgical Goblin the best. Of course, we'll have him on the channel in future pro tips videos, but he is done on this reign of pro versus pro. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Check out all these players' social media, their YouTube channels, their Twitch channels, and everything that I can find for you guys, along with their player stats. Thanks to StatsRoyale.com. Huge shout out to Bren Chung, my YouTube partner. Guys, thanks for watching, and as always, take care, guys.